football was my father. My father wasn't in my life. He didn't raise me. Football did. It taught me about adversity, perseverance. It taught me how to listen to the message and not the messenger. As a man, you cannot allow your emotions to dictate your actions. With the 130th pick in the 4th round, the Pittsburgh Steelers select Tony Hill's tackle out of Texas. I walked right into a Super Bowl championship. Alignment. God had me in the right place at the right time. Troy is the reason, honestly, why as an athlete I didn't become a statistic. He sat down after practice and we vibed over Connect 4.
Yeah.
Reinvigorated my spirit to let me know, no, I do belong and I can do this. And because of that, then when I retired, and that's the money that I live on to this day, hearing my name called as a starter, that let me know that, which is another lesson that I teach the young guys, is that, man, look, the work that you do in the dark, God will position you in the light. Just keep working. Do the best that you can do while you're here, because one day you're going to die. You don't get to hit the reset button. You don't want to be on your deathbed wishing for more time.
30 years from now, when my daughter's married, Lord willing, healthy, I'm just going to wish I could go back to when my bank account bounced and my daughter was 2. That is perspective. My kids are going to have hundreds of hours with daddy.
Amen.
For the rest of their life.
Yeah, man.
And they're going to see my mistakes. They're going to see when I was like passionately wrong about something 20 years later, but they're going to see it all.
To walk into a hospital and see your child hooked up crying, saying, Daddy, help me, and there's nothing that you can do.
I'm a contract for Parler, so I'm not employed. I don't have a W-2.
Yeah.
I have a creator contract.
Nice.
And so they fly me into Detroit.
Okay.
To use the studio for my show.
I retired in Detroit. Did you know that?
I did a little research.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. Yeah.
Okay. And so Lincoln Park, it's 15 minutes south of the city. That's where I live. Literally we get downtown in like 13 minutes.
Nice.
And so that's where we live. 2 kids, married. And literally I love Isaiah so much that I tried to poach him. Like I was literally trying to figure out how to pay him myself to do my show when I'm not here.
Yeah.
And so we're figuring that out. We're going to make it happen.
He can do it. Definitely can do it. He can definitely do it. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Make sure everything's great. Yeah. And so I'm blessed, man. This is even the fact, like, so I sell insurance. And then now I have get flown out to do interviews. And
that's beautiful, man. How did you build up your practice?
For the insurance or the podcast?
For the insurance. I know. Probably.
Cold calls, in-person businesses, 20 businesses a day, man, 100 a week for 3 months in a row.
That's a hustle.
And that's how I built my book.
That's a hustle.
I had no connections in Michigan. The way Aflac works, they don't give you leads. You have to find them, and they don't pay you. It's 100% commission. And so I started in June of 2018. I was getting married in September of 2018. And so I had 3 months to prove to my wife I could make an income doing 100% commission. And I just finished serving on an evangelistic team. We traveled across the country doing Irish music. Yeah, so I play Irish mandolin. I shred the acoustic guitar a little bit.
Yeah,
and so but we made $150 a week.
Okay,
for 2 years.
Okay,
so I had no money. I spent 97% of my cash on her engagement ring.
Wow.
So when she married me, I had $280 in my bank account, and our first month of marriage in September, we made $300. Basement apartment, Lincoln Park, and then we just started slowly climbing out. By a year later, she was working with me. And then now she does real estate. Yeah. And we have 2 kids.
Does she do real estate and insurance?
No, she left insurance in 2020. COVID kind of came in. We had all this momentum. COVID kind of came in and reset things a little bit for us. Michigan was really tough. Whitmer kind of cracked down. It was like California and Michigan were very similar when it comes to, so a lot of businesses closed down. And then all our momentum.
A lot of people out.
Yeah. So
that's what made, when I saw COVID coming, and this has nothing to do with me, this was all God. I was already moving in the space of digital assets. And that's what really carried me through all of that.
What do you mean by that for our listeners that might not know what that means?
So what I'm saying is, you have websites and products and things of that nature, like things that I created that I own. So most people, when, they, like, for instance, if you do commercial real estate, right? When COVID takes place, that shuts that down. You can't get in front of people. You can't do certain things. But on digital real estate aspects, for instance, if I do a webinar or a live stream, I have a product or I have a training course, right? Those, to me, that's digital assets, right? Assets are things that put money in your pocket by trade, right? So I started operating in that space. And that's the thing. The products is the thing that started carrying the business. And then once I was able to align myself with what my purpose is, my proficiency and my calling, when I merged those two, that identified the purpose. And that's how I moved back into the athlete space. Because I left. Athletes were getting on my nerves still. And I ain't going to lie to you. Their mentality, it was the professional athletes. Because I understand them and I understand their mentality and I didn't want to be bothered.
How long were you in the league?
About 10 years. I retired year 10.
Okay. What year was that when you retired?
2017. Okay. Went in 2008, came out in 2017.
What position, for those that don't know?
Offensive line, all of them.
Offensive line.
Left to right tackle, throughout the whole thing.
You have a favorite team you played for?
New Orleans.
What made it special?
That was the first place that I've ever been to where everywhere I woke up, I seen myself. That city, right? When I went downtown, I seen me. When I walked into a restaurant, I saw me. When I walked into the hospital, I saw me. And the genuine love that they have, not just for the team, but for you as a human being, I really had never experienced that before in professional sports, right? You go to places, and of course they love you. You're my favorite player, right? Oh, I saw you this, or I saw you that. But when you go into New Orleans and say, hey, baby, you ain't had nothing to eat since you got back from there again, come and sit down here. We're going to put up the crawfish etouffee for you, baby. You sit down right here. Mama got you. You want that cooked or you want that stirred? How you want that, baby?
It's just different.
It's love.
Yeah.
It's love. So I love the people there. I love that city. It embraced me. It embraced my children. So by far, easy answer.
And what are you up to now? I want to start there so people know who you are real quick now.
Yeah.
And then we'll kind of backtrack because I love hearing stories. I have a lot of entrepreneurs that listen to my show. That's what it started as.
Nice.
It was an entrepreneurial show. I interviewed entrepreneurs in Michigan. It blossomed into like.
You called it on this drink.
I'm
listening to it.
Is it good? Yeah. Okay, perfect. So like, what do you do now? And I know you have a couple things going on and then we'll go from there.
Yeah, that's all aligned. Like now everything to me. So I made 40 in November. And so 40 in the Hebraic, Isaiah Joseph, shout out to my man IJ, right? The Hebraic number for 40 represents transformation. So it's funny because that's when everything that I started doing started to come together and I started seeing certain things. And one of the main things that I had always asked God was, what is my purpose on this planet? And so there was a man that I was listening to on YouTube named Myron Golden. And he said that your purpose is found at the intersection of your proficiency and your calling. So for him, it was just a lesson that he was teaching. For me, it absolutely transformed my life. And so I went on that journey. So when you say, what am I doing now? I'm teaching people how to identify their purpose to position themselves to be able to operate in their full power. Now, the tools that I'm using to do that, insurance industry, I wrote books, public speaking, those things, right? But that is what I'm doing. Yeah.
Were you, so what I want to do, because you're the first professional athlete I've ever had on the show.
Well, come on now.
And
listen, I'm hyped about that. Yeah.
When Omai texted me, because I asked her, I was like, hey, I don't know many people in Dallas. Like, I'm trying to fill Friday up. Who, you were like number 2, I think.
Yeah.
And like, I'm
gotta
like,
work on
Tony
it.
Hill. Yeah. I don't remember who number 1 is. I think it may have been Lucas.
It's all good.
No, it was Dr. Cheryl.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm good with that. I'm totally good with that.
And
she's phenomenal. She spoke at our event.
Yeah, she's great. She was supposed to come on. She is going to come on. Nice. And then I'm going on there too, whatever. But I'm like, I saw your name. I'm like, I know that name. Like I've seen that name before. And I'm like, oh yeah. Like, and so I did some research, but you're the first professional athlete ever on this podcast.
Awesome.
And I was kind of trying to figure out where I wanted to go because the way I am, I don't really script questions.
Good.
And I personally have so many questions, but there's so many things I want to cover. But I wanted to start in the league first because I don't know anything about the league. And I know that you help, right now you do help athletes.
Correct.
Right?
Mostly any athlete, but mostly our target market is collegiate athletes, high school and collegiate athletes. And how do you help them? Just so I make sure I understand how you help them first. Yeah, so decision making, right? There's a book in the book, there's a verse in Proverbs that says to teach subtlety and give the youth discretion and wisdom. So that's where I teach them it, right? To be able to make better choices, better decisions, because decisions dictate everything, right? And funny enough, when you look at the Latin term for the word decision, desirde. Sirde means to cut, de means off or from. So you're literally cutting off or cutting from anything that doesn't align with your purpose. That's what most of these kids are missing because they're still trying to find themselves and they're being thrown a bag of materialistic, things that allow.
Did you have someone like that in your life?
Did I have someone like that? The Bible. I had coaches. But when you talk about this in-depthness, this comes from experience. This comes from spending time with God. This comes from failure. Right? Failing forward, failing a lot, failing often, right? And failing in many ways, right? And when I say failure, not in the sense of like, oh, I failed, woe is me. Like, no, failure in the aspect of that didn't go the way that I intended. I am the cause of that. I take responsibility for it. I learn from it, and then I get up and keep moving. And then from there, the Bible is my source to show me where I erred. And so now I have a decision.
Yeah.
Do I accept that aspect of what it is that I did that caused me to move in that direction? And do I make the change? Do I make the pivot? Or do I make excuses? You can't do both, right?
Do you have, would you mind sharing any of those moments that you're talking about?
Absolutely. I'm an open book.
Yeah, because I think, there's a lot of people that would benefit from someone that, anyone that makes it to the league.
Yeah.
You're at the top.
Yeah.
0.1% of athletes in the world.
Yeah.
And then to have the humility to come on and just chat through man, I struggled with this. That if you had someone that came to you, like a mentor that deep, like that what you're doing, how do you think that would have changed your path?
It would have changed my path. I would have become a different person because I would have made different decisions.
Yeah.
Right? So the thing is, this is why I don't believe in having regrets, regardless of how anything turns out, right? I don't believe in the word regret because everything that you've ever done in your life has caused you to become the person that you are.
Yeah.
So it's like the butterfly effect, right? If you remove one thing, just one thing,
everything unravels.
Everything around you changes. And I like who I'm becoming.
Yeah.
And I'm still doing the work.
Yeah.
That's one of the reasons. When I come across stuff like this, I'm like, I got to write about this. I wrote a book called The Alignment of Belief in Becoming. I'm still becoming the person that God intended me to be. There's no there. It's a never-ending journey.
Yeah.
It's
always growth.
It is.
Yeah.
But that's the fun part.
Yeah. And then the fun part of getting to that point where you can start giving back and teaching those lessons. Yeah. And that's what you're doing now.
Correct.
Right?
That's where we're at now.
So walk me through, where'd you get drafted?
I got drafted in 2008 by the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Okay. Where'd you want to go? If you had a choice, does that happen? I'm sure is it like, I just want to get drafted and man, if I get drafted, I'm happy? Or is it like, I want to get drafted, I kind of want to.
Yeah. So funny enough, I firmly believe that I was going to San Diego.
Okay.
Right. And the reason I believe that is there was a lot of things. The offensive line coach was Texas native. I spoke to Nerve Turner. We sat in his office and went over plays and all of these particular things. And then the stamp of approval was, hey, man, you kind of just sit back on draft day. We're going to go ahead and take you in the third round. That's what I was told.
They told you that.
That's what I was told. So when we get to, I keep that to myself because in my mind, I'm going third round. You feel me? So I'm like, all right. So
I'm vibing. Yeah,
I'm good.
Yeah.
So here's what happens now. Here's how the greed kicks in a little bit, right? When you're looking at this, because you're like, all right. So Jake Long, okay, he won the Outland Trophy. I was a finalist. I was in the
trophy that is for
the best offensive lineman in the country. Kelvin Banks just won it for Texas, and so I was a top 5 finalist for that. Right. So I'm like, okay, I probably know I'm not going to win this award, but I was there. He went first round. So I know I got third in the bag. Right. Could I slip? Is there a way for me to slip into this first or second round? So we go through it and, they start grabbing tackles. I'm like, okay, they're getting the guys off the board. So I know Brandon Albert went, Jake Long, some of those guys. Like, all right, so no, it didn't go. It didn't happen. I'm like, all right, so here we go, third round. I'm like, all right, this is my round.
Right, here we go, man. Everyone warm up the applause. I'm coming through right now.
You know what I mean? Got my phone next to me.
Yep.
And so we're going through. I'm like, oh, that's cool. They're not at that pick. They're not at that pick. So then we 2 picks out, right? So I'm like, all right, here we go.
Yeah, get ready, everyone. Get that cake.
That's it.
Yeah.
So the first pick goes. I'm like, yeah, all right, we good. Next pick goes. All right, this San Diego. Hey, y'all, just wanted to let you, with the third pick, such and such, the San Diego Chargers draft, Jacob Hester. Who the hell is Jacob Hester? Who is Dylan, who is Jacob Hester? They start showing
Sounds like a soccer player.
Like, this dude is a undersized fullback out of LSU.
He sounds short, by the way. I just imagined a short dude, so that's perfect.
No hate to Jacob, man. You had a great career, brother. Congratulations, right? God had other plans, right? And so I'm like, oh, dang, what happens now? So now you just sit back. Boom, that happened. Another guy gets going. Another guys get going. Now I'm all the way in the 4th round, and I'm like, I don't know what's happening. And so I'll never forget this because it's hindsight. When I was in Indianapolis for the combine, I didn't do any of the workouts. I did all the workouts for my pro day because I had broke my ankle that year. And so, but I remember being in the meeting room with Coach Tomlin.
Yeah.
And we were like just really vibing, and they were asking me a lot of questions and all of those type of things. And so it was a really great meeting. So as the 4th round comes, I get a call from a 412 area code. I'm like, I don't know 412. So I can pick up the phone. Tony Hills. I'm like, yeah. He's like, you ready to be a Steeler? I'm like, boom, tears, right? Because I'm like, okay, here we go, right? So with the 130th pick in the 4th round, the Pittsburgh Steelers select Tony Hills, tackle out of Texas. Here's the thing. I'm so glad San Diego didn't draft me. Because you want to know what happened in 08 and 09? As a rookie, I walked right into a Super Bowl championship. So shout out to all my teammates in 08.
Yeah.
You know, appreciate the work y'all put in, man. You know what I mean? But again, you know the word that comes from that story? Alignment. God had me in the right place at the right time to have that experience.
That team was Ben Roethlisberger.
That was Ben Roethlisberger.
Antonio Brown?
No, he came in 10. Okay. That would have been my man, Nady Boo. Shout out to Nate Washington.
Yep.
Hines Ward.
That boy always smiles.
Right?
The only thing I remember Hines Ward, he's always smiling.
Yes.
Yeah. Polamalu. That hair is beautiful.
Listen, it is.
Head and shoulders, man. I'm telling you.
It is. But
gorgeous human.
Let me tell you about Troy, though. I'll tell you a story about Troy. Troy is the reason, honestly, why as an athlete I didn't become a statistic financially. When I was in my second year, Troy sat me down. He was like, hey, man, you need to put your money up. I was like, what?
What's wild is that's actually what he's a massive dude.
Yeah.
And when he speaks, you're like, oh.
Yeah. He's very soft spoken.
Yeah.
But
he will lay the boom though.
Listen, he is a beautiful spirit. Troy is a beautiful man. Like when Troy walks into the room, you feel your spirit calm. Right? Because that's just who he is. He's always been that way.
But when he walks on the field.
When he's on the field, it's a whole different story. But in the room, it's like that. And so he kind of he was the one that gave me some insight because I struggled my rookie year, man. I don't know what's going on. And so he gave me some insight about his and just connected to me. Here's the thing about that. He didn't have to do that. You know, this guy's married. He's TP. You know what I mean? Like he got kids of his own and he sat down after practice, like way after practice. And we vibed over Connect 4. Right? And we just played for hours. And he kind of reinvigorated my spirit to let me know, no, I do belong and I can do this. And then from there, that's how we got into the money situation. And it was because of that when I retired and I started, doing certain things that now all of the money that I had put up started paying me back. Right? And that's the money that I live on to this day. So if it wouldn't have been for him giving me that information, who knows where I'm going to be? Because we don't know these things. We don't know that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We learn these things later.
Yeah. And all it takes is one injury or one thing too. And life can, you think of how many athletes, like I think of like NBA, I'm a big NBA guy, Brandon Roy. Like Brandon Roy, man, he was
a beast, but injury prone.
Yeah. And like it just takes one or two things that just completely derail your career.
Yeah.
What was a better highlight for you? Like if you had to what was like the more like holy crap moment? Hearing your name on draft day, winning a Super Bowl.
Actually, the holy crap moment was hearing my name called as a starter.
Compare.
When my third year in the league, I came out as a starting right guard for Pittsburgh, and hearing my name called.
Emotional.
Man, coming out of that tunnel, having all thousands of, because I've had that feeling at Texas. And it took me 2.5 years to get it again, right?
Yeah.
Now, circumstance made it short-lived, but I had it, right? And so that would have been, because that let me know that, which is another lesson that I teach the young guys, is that, man, look, the work that you do in the dark, God will position you in the light. Just keep working. Keep working.
That was like a you belong moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's not only you belong, it was the work that you did was not in vain.
Yeah.
All work works.
It was all worth it.
All work works. Absolutely. It was all worth it. And so I would say that would be the biggest moment. Look, you win a national championship. That's beautiful, man. I'm like, hey, man, like, look.
It's like, how do I top this? You know what I mean?
And you come back 3 years later, you win the Super Bowl. And here's the thing that has me tied to a lot of my guys that I play with. In 2007, Aaron Ross and the New York Giants won the Super Bowl. In 2008, we won in Pittsburgh. In 2009, my man David Thomas and them won in New Orleans. And then in 2010, we went back, but we lost to Green Bay, but Jermichael Finley was on that team. So we had a run where Texas players from 07 to 2010 all became world champions.
Sick.
These are all the guys that I played with. These are all the guys that I went to battle with. These are all the guys that I won a national championship with, right? Like, just being in that group and being in that circle and just being aligned with those individuals and hearing those individuals speak, it does something to you intrinsically. It puts you in a different world mentally as well. So those are some of the lessons and things that I've learned in those particular spaces.
When you played, and did you have a person on the defense that you were like, when I he was the hardest person?
James Harrison. I could say that unequivocally. I've practiced and played against Cameron Wake. I've played against Rob Nikovic. I've played against Howie Long's son, Chris Long. I've played against some guys, bro. But James Harrison is a freaking anomaly, because he gonna hate me when I say this. He's not 6 feet. James, if you catch this, you could listen, bro.
We'll tag him.
Yeah. You could be mad. You could be mad at me if you want to. I love you, big bro. You already know. But he has built-in leverage, right? First of all, he's a phenomenal player. Secondly, he works. I mean, you see him now. He's almost 50, bro. He's doing all of these, pushing 1,000-pound sleds, benching 315 pounds for sets.
50.
At almost 50.
Yeah.
Right. So what do you do with that? And so he would be the one that gave me fits, but he's also the one that gave me a different type of work ethic. Because when I was in Pittsburgh, he was like, "Hey, rookie, bring your ass in here. Get that speed machine. We gonna do this in the sauna." I said, "Bro, we finna do cycling in the sauna with sweatpants on Yep. You going first."
Yeah. Right. Rookie.
Right? Yeah. Right. But watching him, being around with him, and again, man, the thing that I love about that team is that these guys were established. Dealing like these guys, Casey Hampton, 10-year pro, Polamalu, 8-year pro, Ike Taylor, 7 to 8-year pro. Like, all of these guys, double-digit or close to double-digit years. James Ferry, who we call Potty, 15 years as a middle linebacker in the NFL. So, like, when we did and then you got Dick LeBeau, Coach LeBeau, one of my favorite coaches, 70 years old, 50 years of experience. I think 12 or 13 as a player, another 30, 40 as a coach. Man, you could not help but want to elevate yourself, because you didn't want to let these guys down based off the work that you saw them doing. And you coming in with fresh legs and a young mind, you better follow suit, because the train going to run without you.
Yeah.
It's going to run. You're going to either get on it, you're going to get ran over by it, or, you know what I mean, or it's going to run through you.
Yeah, because I wanted to ask you about that, because you kind of alluded to it a little bit, but like, athletes go from being in college, being the man, the star.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, especially in football, like basketball, it's a little bit different because the teams are smaller. And a lot of times if you get drafted in the first round, you're probably going to play, right? You might not get the ball, but you're still you're going to see the court. Football is not necessarily like that. If you don't even if you do get drafted in the first 2 rounds, it's not locked. No. You know what I mean? Like, and sometimes teams draft 3 years ahead, all that kind of stuff. How do athletes get past that? Like, I was the guy. Game plan was for me. Like, I had saying in what we do, and now all of a sudden I'm just a fly on the wall and no one gives a crap about me. Like, it's just like, I know I'm exact, but like, how do athletes really kind of, like, that has to be hard, right?
You got to leave your ego at the door before you walk into it. You haven't proven anything at this level. And I think that's what happens, not just in sports, but that's what happens in life. People take on this mentality of they've done something somewhere else, so therefore they should be treated a certain way when they walk into a different space. Nobody knows you, bro. Nobody knows you, sis. You have to bring that value again. You have to reinvent yourself again until your value becomes something, and you've done something and executed something at such a level in multiple places to where now your value carries you, right? So
it's a hard lesson, though.
It is, and that's the reason why you have people flame out.
Yeah.
Right? And there has to be a love for what you do. Like, man, the game of football, man, like, I've said this before on another podcast, man, but football was my father. Football, my father wasn't in my life. He didn't raise me. Football did. Because in that, it taught me about adversity. It taught me about how to overcome adversity. It taught me about perseverance. It taught me how to listen to the message and not the messenger. I know a lot of, you know, in the Black and brown community, there's a big thing with how you talk to us, right? But the reality is that, and I know my I can see it now. I can see my business partner now, like, oh, you don't say that, but I gotta say it.
You can say it here.
As a man, there's a certain way that you have to carry yourself, right? You cannot allow your emotions to dictate your actions. We see a lot of that sometimes in our female counterparts. That's how they're wired. We understand that. But as a man, that's dangerous. And so because you're not listening to what this particular individual is telling you to get you better, by the way, he might not be saying it in a way that's palatable for you.
Helpful, maybe,
right?
Yeah.
Or it's helpful. It's just not palatable, right? Because is he screaming at me? Is he cussing at me? You ain't just talk to me like that, but you're not listening to what he's saying.
Yeah.
He's telling you something because he believes in you. And one of the things my coaches told me, because I was that way, I'm speaking from my own experience. Like, bro, like, you talk to me like that again, bro, I'm going to slap the taste out your mouth.
Yeah.
And my coach had to set me aside and said, while you so busy holding on to that pride and that arrogance, you're missing the message of what he's telling you to get you better because you said you wanted to go to the next level. Now, you might not like the way that he presents himself, but he has already proven that he can get people to the next level. So next time, decide where you want to be. Do you want to be the person that, yes, you can physically overpower this person, but you'll no longer be a part of this team? Or do you want to be the person that swallow your pride and swallow your ego? And I'm so glad I got that lesson because as you elevate, you're going to come across all different types of people in life. You cannot react the way that your environment caused you or formatted your mind to act. When you're in different environments, you have to understand how to adapt, right?
Do you think some coaches intentionally go overboard to test you?
Yes.
And then even when it comes to just mindset and game, right? Games are stressful. So if they're going to put you, I think of it a little bit like the Marine Corps boot camp, right? They're screaming at you because when gunfire is going over your head, you got to focus. You know, and you can't worry about, oh, they're shooting at me. Oh, poor me. Like you got to get past this. So you think some of the nicest.
You told me to get down and you didn't say it in a nice way, right?
Right. Like
bro, the bullets are flying. Like we can talk about being nice later.
Right. James Harrison's coming at me. It doesn't matter now. So do you think some of the nicest, like, are there coaches that are actually really nice guys, but man, when it's go time, they're just yelling at you and there's like a switch that happens? Or is it generally kind of like you can kind of tell the coaches that have the personality that are going to yell it out?
I mean, it's a little bit of both, man. I think because you're dealing with humans, right? So the real good coach, one of the best coaches that I ever had, offensive line coaches I ever had, a couple of them. One of them was Sean Kugler, right? The reason I liked him is because he would teach you technique, but at the end of the day, he's like, bro, you whoop his ass, period, and we're good, right? Coach Callahan, Bill Callahan, he was a technician, and I had never seen somebody control a sideline with the amount of calmness that he did. So like we would be in a game, and like you want to be there for your team. You don't want to mess up, but you make a mistake, and I know I got to get over this, but this is eating at me, man, because we lost 2 yards because I missed that block.
Right. And
he comes and sit down, and he's making the adjustments, and then he pass you on the leg and be like, hey, I'm going to need you to get past that play, man. You got a whole bunch of other plays where you're going to whoop this dude on. Yeah. It's like, man, you don't see that at this level.
Yeah.
But what it does is it shows you his leadership style, and it makes you want to play for him that much harder. Because you don't want to let him down, right? Right. So yeah, and then you have some coaches that just I'm a dick, and you're just gonna have to deal with it.
And that's what kind of always. So I'm a Detroit Lion fan.
Yeah.
Dan Campbell. Right.
Dan.
What would it be like for you to have Dan Campbell as a coach?
I'll run through the wall for him. I met Dan when he was a player. I was a rookie when he was thinking about
for Lions.
I was a rookie in Pittsburgh.
Okay.
when he was, I believe he was still in Detroit at the time.
Yeah.
He was still playing. And so, I was able to ask him certain questions. But like the way that he is, man, absolutely.
Why don't you think more coaches are like Dan and like Callahan? And because I think for me, I'm a 30-year-old dude, and let's just say I'm a really good coach, and I have a 25-year-old man sitting there.
Yeah.
Like, I just feel like the play is to treat them with respect and to, like how Dan does, how Callahan does. But you do have the coaches that are the hot heads that feel like I'll get Matt Patricia.
Yeah.
Lions fans know that name. That's a swear word around Detroit.
Yeah.
We don't like that guy at all. Yeah. And Darius Slay will tell you exactly how that man treated all of them.
Yep.
And it doesn't work.
No.
And so why do you think more coaches aren't like Dan?
I believe that it's about your environment. But also Dan has experience as a player.
Yeah.
So I know how to treat my players because I can take myself back to that experience of me being a player.
Right.
Most coaches can't do that. I can only do what I was taught. And there's been great coaches, right?
Yeah.
But I can only do what I was taught and what I saw win games. So therefore I'll
take their mentor.
Yeah. So I'll take on their personality.
Yeah.
Right. So now you look at Mike Tomlin, by far one of the best head coaches that I've ever had. Right. But Mike Tomlin comes from the Tony Dungy tree. So Mike Tomlin coaches a different way. Right. Which is the reason why. And I don't care what nobody says. One of the greatest coaches of all time.
He's a Hall of Famer.
Easily.
Yeah.
No, haven't had a losing season yet.
And I know Tony's a Christian.
Correct.
I would love to get him on the podcast.
Man, that would be amazing.
Man,
yeah.
Because I respect that guy so much.
Yeah.
He strikes me as a calm leader coach. Is that how he was?
Well, from what I've heard from people that play for him, absolutely.
And Mike's the same way.
Mike leads.
Because I feel like Mike has his moments.
So here's how Mike is. I'm gonna show you the parallels and the differences.
Okay.
The parallels based off of just the books that I've read on Tony, and then some people that have played for him. Right. Tony leads with love. Right? He's a leader of men, but he leads with love. Mike is a leader of men. He also leads with love, but his love is led with accountability. Right? So listen, you got two gunfighters. Gunfighters get shot. Right? Next man up. Yep. Right? No excuses.
And you better be ready.
You better be ready. So no excuses, no explanations, only results. Like he gonna call you out. But then he also gonna call you out because you get the feeling he's not calling you out to embarrass you. He's calling you out because I believe in you and you're not playing to the standard because the standard is not changing. And I know that you can play to the standard. That's the reason why you're here. So I'm going to help you, right? I'm going to coach you because he loves to coach. I'm going to coach you on understanding how to remove that limiting belief that you have by yourself, by whoever put it there, so that you can overcome that to become the best player that you can be. Because when you become better, we as a whole become better.
Yeah.
Right? That's how Mike was, right? Or is. And so I have never, and I had a real good coach with Coach Brown. Coach Brown has a lot of similarities in that space, but I had never seen it done at the level like Coach Tomlin.
Last coaching question, we'll move on. This is I want you to know, for me, surreal moment for me.
Yeah.
Because like I grew up watching football. I love it. And so to actually be able to like hear the names you're talking about, I see these guys on TV, and now I'm like, I get it inside. This is incredible. Like I'm really, I'm like wrapped up in this right now. So like, thank you. This is incredible for me. And there's been a couple of surreal moments like this for me is when I interviewed Danica Patrick. I watched her race and do GoDaddy commercials and all this stuff. And all of a sudden she's sitting here. I was like, surreal. And then all of a sudden I get to talk to athletes and obviously Dr. Omai. If you guys hear anyone laugh in the background, we got Dr. Omai sitting back there. Yeah, exactly. We do. And yeah, right. You don't have to drop names.
Yeah.
But whatever your worst coach was, you can drop the name.
Yeah.
But I don't care. What was the biggest personality difference from your best coach to your worst coach?
The worst coach that I ever have, and I'm not gonna give him clout, but there was a lack of respect.
Dang, that's bad. Right? Yeah,
he's not getting no clout. He get no name from me. There's a lack of respect. Like at the end of the day, man, what you got to understand is that we're men.
Yeah,
and so the one thing that our locker room is built off, well, a few things, but one of the things that it's built off of that is huge is trust and respect. So if I feel like I can't trust you, and I feel like you're disrespecting me intentionally, for me, right? that doesn't work. So therefore, it's best for me not to be here because I know for a fact that if we remove you from this position of power and we put us in a different environment, you're not going to act that way. And you know that I know that you're not going to act that way, right?
Yeah.
So I can't respect those type of coaches, right? The ones that try to put on, right? Just be who you are, bro.
Yeah.
Like, and athletes, we feel that. We feel that.
Yeah.
We're going to go do our job anyway because we got family to take care of and we're getting paid, you know?
Yeah.
And nice.
I mean, you still got to show up.
Right, we got to show up. But there is a thing where sometimes when it comes to that extra push, you might not give that. I've seen that with players where it's like,
screw this guy, dude. Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like
I saw it in Detroit.
Well,
I'm just
there
being honest.
There you go.
Yeah,
right?
like we'd like let people walk in the end zone. It's like I'm tackling. Like this dude sucks.
Now, but now look at what they do with Coach Campbell, right? You got guys
off kneecaps, baby.
Bro, listen, you got guys playing with no ligaments.
Yeah, there's a reason why we lost 30 defenders last year. I mean, they don't care, dude. They're gonna walk in gunfire, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
I don't like the injuries that really hurt us.
Yeah.
Are you a fan of a team? Like, do you have a fandom? Like, you cheer for this team?
Nah, players. I'm pro player, bro.
Who's your favorite players in the league right now?
Well, one of them is my guy. He just retired, man, Teron Armstead. And the reason being, I'm biased because I played with him, but I saw his journey of battling injuries. One of the toughest guys you ever meet, man. This guy was injured every year, but somehow found a way. Bone on bone kneecap, torn ligament here, strained this, torn that, and he's still out there battling every single week to the best of his ability. I'll never forget. And T, forgive me if you don't want this story out, but I never forget when I was in New Orleans. I was the backup tackle in New Orleans, and I used to mess with him. I called him Mr. Glass. I was like, bro, this is the best place I could have ever been. You gonna give me at least 6 to 7 games a week. So we joke about that. But I'll never forget, man. He was gone for about a week, and I'm like, the hell is T at? So I text him, and he was overseas getting PCP shots so that he could come back to play. Like, so when I tell you, and he's younger than me, so when I tell you the mentality that he had, like it's hard not to root for players like that.
Yeah.
When we look at the players that are active, I'm always in the interior, man. I like the interior guys. I like Trey Smith, who just got paid real big, right? So I'm happy for him. I like Jordan Mailata. Okay, I think that's how you say his last name, Mailata. Yeah. He's the left tackle for the Philadelphia Eagles.
What about Penei Sewell?
Dog.
Dog.
I love the way he plays. I love.
What do you think makes him special?
His 1-2. Yeah. And then culturally, man, those guys, I played with a lot of Tongans and Samoans.
Yeah.
So culturally, man, like they just only know how to do things in that game one way.
Yeah.
Right. And it's infectious.
Yeah.
Right. It's infectious. So I like him. I got to give my guys on the defensive side some love too, man. This guy's been around for a while, but David, he used to play for the Buccaneers, Levante David.
Yeah.
Man, I love to see how he's continuing to progress, even though he's an older guy. He's always looking to get better. Yeah. So you got guys like that. The young kid that's in Philly now, I forget his name. He was the defensive end.
Swift?
Swift.
They just traded for him.
Yeah, listen.
I wanted the Lions to get him.
They weren't going to get him.
Yeah.
Yeah, they weren't going to get him. But like...
You know who I want us to get? Max Crosby.
That's a good one.
Can you imagine him and Hutchinson on the other side?
I don't want to. Listen, you want to know one of the reasons I knew I was going to retire? Because in the preseason, we played the Houston Texans. You know who the Houston Texans drafted that year in the preseason? In 2000, I was going to say, was I New Orleans then? Maybe 2013, 12, somewhere around there. They drafted Jadeveon Clowney.
Ooh,
I got the best
right after that hit in college when he just destroyed Michigan.
Correct.
Yep.
I got the best of Jadeveon in the battle.
Okay.
But he was a rookie, and I was like a 6-7 year pro, so I beat him with experience.
Right.
When I felt his power, I said, I got 3 years left. 3. 2.
Yeah, you're like, dude, I'm out.
2 or 3, maybe. Because if y'all are building them like this,
I'm done, dude. Yeah.
we're going in different directions.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, these young guys, man,
I feel like they just come out the womb with like muscle tone, dude.
Bro, like, come on, man. Like Myles Garrett.
I'm pretty sure their moms are doing steroid shots.
It's
like
listen, man.
before they're ready.
Or grinding up the placenta and feeding it to them with the breast milk. It's something going on, man.
Yeah.
Like how
this is spaghetti.
Don't Myles Garrett look like he was concocted in the same laboratory that Captain America was in?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So like, bro, how do you get how do you get like this?
Yeah, his arms are bigger than my stomach, and that's saying something. I'm married an Italian, so like his dude is huge. There are people. I mean, even when you walked in, I don't get into like I'm like I look at myself. I'm like, okay, I have a dad bod. It is what it is.
Yeah.
You know, you walk in, I'm like, okay, I got work to do. Myles Garrett walks in, I'm jumping out the building because there's nothing.
Yeah.
You know why?
Yeah.
I mean, it is crazy.
It's nuts
how they're building things.
It's nuts, bro. Michael Parsons, his quickness and explosion, man. Like the way that these guys are, man. Before he retired, man. Like Aaron Donald.
Yeah.
Like, dude, like, how are you moving like this?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You got guys that's 330 pounds running 4 6s and 4 7s. Like, bro, what is going on out here? Like, these guys are manufactured in labs.
Yeah, dude.
You know what I mean?
Especially football's unique.
Yeah.
Because basketball, action's going.
Yeah.
But with football, there's that moment before the snap.
Yeah.
That everyone's like waiting. What's that moment like? Like what goes through your head or a player's head right before that snap and like everything like that calm? Like, what are you thinking of? Are you thinking technical? Are you thinking play? Are you thinking just don't die? Like, what's going through your mind?
2-minute drill. If we didn't ran 70, 80 plays, you thinking like just hold on for sure. Like, you know what I mean? No, for me in those quiet moments, it's technique.
Yeah.
Making sure, I'm talking to myself like, hand placement, eye level, get off the ball, get there, get to the point, It's those type of things. In the reflection point, after the game is over, and you sitting by yourself, right, in the darkness, you think about those moments, right? When I retired, and that was something else too, like my story is so different and I'm so blessed because I got to do what I loved for so long. I went through the ups and flows, the ups and downs, being a starter, not being a starter, being on the team for a few years, being cut for a team, for 6 months. Like, you know what I mean?
You got it all. You got the full experience.
I got the full NFL experience. But the one thing that I also got, which I don't take for granted, I know it's a blessing, is that I chose to walk away. I was the one that said, okay, I'm done. Right? Because like I said, talk about Detroit. I signed with Detroit. I had a contract. We were ready to go. I was going to make the team. I already knew that. But I just knew I wanted to do something else. A lot of guys, Dylan, don't get to experience that. I will never forget. I will never forget this young man. And I pray that he's doing well many, many years later. But Mike Heupel was a linebacker out of Iowa. He was a 6th-round pick that came in with us. This dude was a maniac. When I mean maniac, I mean his dude was making plays everywhere, and like it was clear to see, like, yeah, bro,
he got
that factor. And we get into, I think it was either the 3rd or 4th preseason game. This was old school preseason.
Yeah, so there's hidden.
Wedged was.
You're not sure there's teeth out.
3-minute wedge, no rule change, all that type of stuff.
There's no like we're understanding, we're trying to keep each other healthy. Nah.
And the reason why they loved him is because he was an L5. And L5s on special teams, for people that don't know, is it's the 5th man. It's the 5th man from the boundary, from the sideline. The guy that's right next to the ball. They're the wedge busters. So you put that guy in and you go straight through and you're running. Yeah, you're
running down. You're
running. You're the gunner that's running. We're not the gunner. You're the L5 that's running to run straight into 2 human beings that's running at you to cause chaos.
Yeah, like a bowling ball and bowling pins.
That's it. And he loved it. Well, he goes down there, and this is probably one of his best ones, dude. Like, I'm like, oh my God, they're dead.
Yeah.
They're dead. Right? And he usually gets up and, go runs and makes a play. He didn't get up. And so, the game goes on, we get back or whatever. I see him the next morning. and he has tears in his eyes. And I'm like, dang, he hurt. You know what I mean? Injury is a part of the game. The tears could have been, okay, if I'm hurt, how am I make the team? In my eyes, I didn't think that they wouldn't grab him because he was hurt. They'll heal him back, he'll play, because he proved it.
Yeah.
His hurt was career ending. So this man worked this hard, did everything the right way, played the right way, went to practice the right way, treated people the right way. All the stuff that you hear about the things that quote unquote make you successful, he did it. And in one moment, it was all gone. He tasted what it was going to be like to be an NFL athlete. And in one moment, it was all gone. That taught me so much. It really did. Because a lot of times we have an expectation that if we do things, quote unquote, the right way, it's going to work out for us. And it sometimes it just doesn't.
Gave you perspective.
Very much so. Early. So from here, for me to sit in front of you and say that I played almost a decade in the league, I don't take that for granted, man.
Yeah, it's a blessing.
It is. Ryan Shazier was a great player. And now he had to learn how to walk again. You know?
Yeah, I mean, then you have players like Delonte West from the NBA that he played with some of the greatest players in the world, and now he struggles with drugs and is homeless.
Yeah.
You know, like it can go like that.
It can.
And that's what you're doing. So you're trying to help people now.
Yeah.
With the experiences you've had, prep them for, hey, man, it's going to be harder than you think. Hey, this is how they're going to treat you. And then also some financial literacy in there, trying to help them how to deal with money. Why do you think so many NFL players, not NFL, just athletes struggle with money?
Because what 19, 20-year-old knows what to do with hundreds of thousands of millions of dollars when you have people that are in their 30 and 40 don't know what to do with a couple thousand.
Yeah.
The
system's set up just to...
It's set up for... This place is a place that is set up for consumerism. But here's the thing, too, when you talk about economic elevation, this whole country is in debt.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if you're born in a place to which in your country don't know how to manage money, it's probably...
you're probably screwed.
You're probably... Right? Yeah. So at least... So you're either going to learn about it because you've come across something, or you heard something. You're either born into certain financial situations to where the parents or the grandparents or something of that nature understood money and they teach you.
But it's not in schools.
You're not going to get it from school.
No.
I've learned more from going to networking events and going to seminars than I will ever learn from any school.
Tell me about it.
Right?
It's a problem.
It is.
Yeah.
But I believe that the problem is intentional, because if you look at what college is a great hustle. Here, you're going to go to this school, you're going to learn this stuff that's going to be 4 years outdated when you graduate. And then when you graduate, we're going to get a degree that said you went to this prestigious school, and then you're going to try to get a job, and then they're going to tell you, well, you don't have the experience.
And then your whole life is just trying to pay off the debt that you started your life with.
Ain't that crazy?
They are starting your life with debt.
Ain't that
I had
crazy?
a guy, Eric Finman. He's the youngest Bitcoin millionaire ever. At 12 years old, his grandma gave him $1,000. He invested it in Bitcoin. It was $10. And so he's only like 25, and he has life. You know, he doesn't have to work anymore.
Yeah.
And so we were talking about this yesterday.
Okay.
And we were just talking about how the system is set up to snag you in debt before you even break from the home.
That's because that's how
everyone
this
makes
place.
money.
Well, that's how this place makes money, right? When you look at, we were just having a conversation. I forget the young man's name.
John Willis.
Yes.
Yeah, John. Yeah, he's
okay,
one of our VPs.
Yeah, so we was getting ready to. We were having a conversation. We were talking about the Argentinian president and the things that he's
just
about.
cutting.
Yeah,
Cutting.
right.
Yeah.
So why would he do something like that and see the success, and his people see the success? So that means you have a proof of concept. You could literally go to this person,
Wash, rinse, repeat.
Right?
You would think,
but that's not. So you would have to read a book called "The Creature of Jekyll Island," and if you read that book, within that book, it would give you the understanding of what happened to why the banks wanted to move the dollar from the gold standard.
That was Nixon, right? I think it was Nixon that made that. Yeah.
Well, no, Nixon was the person that put it, that allowed it, but he wasn't the people that put it into play, right? So that's the whole reason about the whole thing that took place at Jekyll Island. So when you start looking at J.P. Morgan, John Period Morgan was in that space.
We already know the Titanic wasn't. Yeah, all right, let's just go a little crazy. Yeah.
But here's the thing: it was interesting, and people have their philosophies. But it was interesting that the people that were on the Titanic that had economic influence were the ones that were against removing the money from the gold standard. You had to have made the money more elastic to be able to make more of it. If you have it connected to the gold, then there's only a certain finite amount of gold. So the currency is what the currency is. Now, it can be whatever we want it to be because it's what we make it, right? Correct. It's our value.
Yeah.
So that's how they had to make the money. So now that's the debt.
Yeah.
So now can you see and you got to think about America is a mass media country, right? Well, technically corporation, but mass media, right? So if I can get you to believe that the only way that you're going to have a successful future is by going to college, then I got you.
Yep.
Because I need
it's supply and demand. You're just creating your customer base.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And here's the thing. I'm not mad at it. I really not. Some people, I'm irate. The hell with being irate. What's the system? Then how can I tweak the system to where I take what you meant for evil to do good, like the story of Joseph when he was,
his brothers,
right? How do I do that? And then how do I, not only do I do that for myself, how do I create a systematic way of doing that to then teach others how to do it, right?
Yeah.
So for me, I'm not a political person, right? To all the people out there in politics, man, do your thing. I ain't never had none of these presidents come to my house at 4545 Cook Road after 8 p.m. saying, hey, man, this is how we gonna help y'all. That ain't never happened.
Right.
Right? And so for me, I just believe that God gave me gifts, hone in on my purpose and my skill set.
Yep.
And then take these gifts, create something, and then sell that to people.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then here's the thing about that, Dylan. Everybody can do that, but most people won't because they're so distracted.
Yep. Yeah, we talked about conspiracy theories the other day.
Oh man, that's gonna be a good show.
And I love me a good conspiracy theory. I mean, even with Titanic, it's amazing JP wasn't on that boat. Shocking. How'd you not get on there, Mr. Morgan? It's kind of crazy. But so I love it. But I've been able to look at those as an opportunity to have some fun, maybe explore some truth, and then I'm done.
Yeah.
I don't stay up late freaking out about us if we land on the moon.
You don't have a secret TikTok account that I can go to?
No, but I've interviewed like
Dylan at midnight.
Yeah,
go to all the conspiracy.
My tinfoil hat on, dude. Like I'm ready. No, I love it. Like on my show, man, we've talked about Epstein, we've talked about JFK, we've talked about moon landing, we talked about atmospheric beasts. You want to get a crazy one. There's a bunch of translucent beasts.
How
in the
about the reptilians?
Yeah, the reptilians. We got Tartaria. I love all of it. Right? I'm like, it's fun for me, but it has its place.
Yeah.
Right? It's like, okay, I explored this. Maybe there's some truth. Maybe there's some not. It doesn't change my life.
Yeah.
And I think as a believer, when you believe that there's a creator and he's the one that's actually pulling the strings, at the end of the day, I'm good. And I think that is, so many people live in the worry of, whatever, like, I'm going to get a little crazy real quick. Okay.
Go ahead.
If this hurts your brand, we can cut this part out.
No, you're good.
9/11. Okay. Let's just pretend that 9/11 was an inside job.
Okay.
Let's just pretend. I don't know. I don't really, whatever.
Yeah.
But people are afraid to even think that way because if that's true, it's paralyzing to think like, would our own country hurt our own citizens to gain access to oil? Maybe, I don't know. Okay. But that's a conspiracy.
Yeah.
And there are people that are so anti, like, oh, you don't talk like that, man. They're real people, real Americans. I was like, because they're afraid of the what if that's true. And I'm sitting here saying, men are depraved. Men in our sinful self will do really wicked things. And when you start there, it's like, man.
Yeah.
People are evil. And that's why we need grace. That's why we need Jesus.
Yeah.
That's just the reality. And that's why I can live and explore these topics and then go to sleep and have dinner with my family and not, not whatever. You getting a call?
Yeah, no, you can turn that off. Yeah, that's my, it's an alarm.
That's beautiful. Oh, you got an appointment soon, huh?
No, you're good.
Yeah, it's beautiful. That's actually very calming. I like that.
Find a way to
Here we
fuse
go
that in
about
there.
9/11. All of a sudden, I'm in Zen mode. I don't really know.
You got to talk about
that.
it.
Was
that
was a 180.
You got to be in Zen in 9/11.
Yeah.
Listen, man. On the Dylan E show, man, anything can take place.
Yeah,
man.
that's what I'm saying. We were ready.
You better recognize how we get down. No, but to your point, man, you know, like a lot of subjects are touchy subjects for a lot of individuals because it causes you to have to peel back the layers of truth.
Yeah.
And truth is like medicine. It might not always taste good, but it does heal you, right? And so when you ask, you know, would the country do something to hurt our own people, our own citizens? It already has a track record of doing that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
There's a group of people.
Yeah. There's something called Project Orange in the Vietnam War.
Yeah.
And literally they knew that when they sprayed this stuff, that those American soldiers were going to have life-changing effects. But the price you pay for war. They said that we didn't know. And so there is track record of that happening. But like my point in this isn't like my life is doomed. I can't work.
Yeah.
I'm freaking out. I'm paralyzed. It's like, no, I'm going to still take care of my family, love my wife, love my kids, love my life. And it doesn't change my outlook.
Correct. What it is that what you're speaking to, I believe, is understanding what are the things that have an impact on your life and what are the things that are distractions.
Exactly. That was what your point is saying you're not political. That was my point in saying this.
Correct. Because my thing is that distractions follow destruction. Right? So if I'm looking at this and I'm saying to myself, okay, people will say something that the application of knowledge, right? They talk about knowledge is power. And they, the application of knowledge is power. Okay, well, here's my thought. The scripture says that my people perish from a lack of knowledge. So however you want to do it, learn it or apply it, if you don't have it, you're going to die. Right. And so my thing is then why not spend your time applying yourself to acquire the knowledge that moves the needle in your purpose? Here's a question that I ask people that they really have. They stutter and stammer over it. And it's a simplistic question. I look them in their eyes and I just ask like, all right, well, who are you? And that's exactly what they do because they haven't sat down enough to think about it. But then here's the problem with that. Now you're trying to figure out why these things happen in my life. It's because you don't understand who you are. You don't know who you are and whose you are and who you're supposed to serve. So therefore, you're just doing everything. Oh, that sounds like an opportunity. That sounds like an opportunity. Here's a word that I learned very early in my life. And it's a 2-letter word with a period. No. And I don't explain myself because no is a complete sentence. Right? Why do you feel the need to have to explain yourself? Well, it's because I don't really know what I'm doing and I don't want to hurt this person's feelings. So therefore I need to explain the reason why I'm not going to do this, but I'm not doing all that. That makes my brain hurt. Hey, can you? No. Hey, I was thinking that this could be aligned with, it doesn't. Right? Because I know what I'm supposed to be doing.
Yeah. I mean, you start your values. You start at the beginning. You start at the base.
But where do you gain your values from?
If you're asking me,
we and I are aligned in this, right?
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. Right. So like, that's why like atheists, man, y'all gonna have a hard time, bro. You're gonna have a hard time because at the end of the day, whether you believe it or not, if the scripture says that in the beginning, that is the period of time God created, that means that God is a creator. And then he tells us that we are made in his image. That means that we are people, are creators. And then you have evidence of people creating things that have seen a wild amount of success. Amazon, you ever heard of Bezos? Created something. Right? You look at my man from Facebook, right? Created something. Yeah. Zuckerberg, right? Created something. Here's a guy that most people probably don't know, Melvin Nunnery. You want to know what he did? He created an app called Scholar.me that allowed high school kids to upload their tapes and highlight tapes so that colleges could see their tapes even in places where they usually don't recruit, right? So he filled a gap need. And so now you started getting these people coming out of, where the heck is that Alabama? Right? Because I was able to visually see them. Oh, let me go take eyes on this kid that I didn't know exists. So he created a whole opportunity. Well, I think it was either China or Japan got a hold of that and was like, hey, they always advance. We want that. Yeah. So they brought him over there. Somebody got to turn that off, right? Right? We're coming back. So they got him over that, right? They got him over there and they wanted him to sell it. He created something, Dylan, that they wanted to sell. He said no. He came back, created Scholar Me International, and sold it to him for $1 billion. So when you tell me about creation, that's why I'm locked in on it, because I have God saying this is what I'm supposed to do, and I got visual evidence of saying that's what I'm supposed to do.
Right.
So I'm going to focus on that.
Yeah.
That's my point of all of this. Just focus.
Yeah.
Focus.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think for me, it was really funny. Last night, I got into a really crazy. It was a fun conversation. We had a good time, and these two guys, we were having a blast. They were like, bro, it is so much easier to believe that the world is flat, and that space doesn't exist than there is to believe that there's a God. And I'm like, I look at him like they were like on the spectrum. We're talking about spectrums earlier. I was like, are you sure your mama ain't tell you something you're supposed to be a little earlier in life? Yeah, you were in 4th grade and you're 30. No, and so I look at him and I just said, you're telling me it is easier to believe that there's no stars, no space, that we're on a flat, and that there's like Asgard, there's this all over surround. I'm like, that's easier to believe than that there's a creator that created this and that loves us, and that we matter. I'm like, to me, that's a pretty small leap of faith. What you're talking about is like, bro, that's some big faith right there.
It takes more faith to believe that.
Yeah, like, and we were laughing, we were having a good time. But actually, one of the guys was like, well, that's a pretty good point. I'm like, dude, you have more faith than I do.
Yeah.
You know, like in a lot of ways. And they asked me something else, and I said, my biblical worldview doesn't let me think like that. And like, I just, because that's the foundation for me. Like, that's like, when it comes to this show, that's what I try to strive for. Yeah. You know, you ask me who I am. It's like, man, I'm a child of God, saved by grace. I want to do it for other people.
There we go.
And like, that's it. Yeah. And that's why I think with conspiracy theories, my life isn't unraveling, because I'm freaking out that, oh, Trump just did this. Oh, Obama did this. Oh, I think it's fun. Yeah. Sometimes I like pushing it a little bit and seeing what people's reactions are. Yeah. My wife's always like, man, the line is here. Yeah. Other people tow it. You jump. Yeah. You know, and I just, I don't know. I enjoy it. But you're right. I think when people don't have that identity, that's what people search for. Yes. But when you can start there and you can have that foundation. Yes. I mean, life starts working out. It does. Yeah. And to your point, like, one of the things that I was having this conversation with a buddy of mine, and I was telling him, I was like, you know, I believe the reason why so many people speak on things that don't truly impact their lives is because they really don't understand what life is supposed to be for them. So then they have to create their lives off of others. Yeah. Like, live vicariously through these other people. That's why the people comment so much. Yeah. Right? And that's what gets so visceral too. Yeah. Yeah. That's so dumb for you to think that way. Well, is it dumb for me to think that way? Yeah, man. I would never do such and such. Well, have you ever done such and such? Right. Right? It's like, man, that dude's such a liar. Like, you've never lied? Yeah. Let me ask your mama. Yeah. I'm going to call her up right now. Yeah. I bet you're batting 1,000. You're lying right now. Yeah, right. But to my point, like, that's what I'm saying. It's like, so many people are focused on others and not focused on themselves and what they can do to help their family. Yeah. Right. And then too, for the people that are putting themselves out there, like yourself and your team, you know, you're doing this show, you'll put this out, it's going to get comments. I would say to you guys, which I don't think that you have this problem, but I know I was talking to I have a lot of problems. Well, we'll see. I was talking to a young lady, and one of the things she talked about was, I said, you'll do something, you'll have 2,000 comments, 5,000 likes. 1,995 people are like, oh my gosh, this is so great. But the 5 people, just the 5, are the ones that you go to and be like, well, why would they say that? Oh man. So we thrive off the victim mentality. Yep. And the real goal is to look at the positive, to see the positive in all things. Yeah. Right? And that's not natural. It's not. It's not. And I'll tell you, I had a video go viral on YouTube. I interviewed are you familiar with the Babylon Bee at all? No. The Babylon Bee is a Christian satire news. It's like The Onion. Okay. But I know The Onion. Okay. Yeah, so it's like that. So it's a funny spoof article. But they're big. I mean, the Babylon Bee is like, multi-million, like, it's big. And really big in Christian conservative circles. And they did an article on somebody, and I'll tell you what it is in a second. I interviewed one of the writers of the Babylon Bee that wrote this article. And this article got the Babylon Bee account banned from Twitter. At that point, they probably had 500,000 followers on Twitter. It's a big account, you know. Turns out Elon Musk was a massive Babylon Bee fan. And when they got banned, this is old Twitter. Like, this is a while ago, 2020. They made this article. anyway, I had this guy on and he told me this story. And basically the story was he wrote the article that got the Babylon Bee banned from Twitter that caused Elon Musk to buy Twitter. That's the story he told on my podcast.
Wow.
True story.
Yeah, I can believe it.
And Elon Musk called the Babylon Bee. He's like, yo, are you guys banned? Like, yeah, we wrote this article. Basically, Rachel Levine was the Secretary of Health for the Biden administration. He's a dude pretending to be a girl, trans dude, whatever, and fat, which is really funny if you're going to be the Secretary of Health.
Dang.
Kind of ironic.
Yeah.
If you're going to be fat. Yeah. So this dude that wore a wig that was pretending to be a female won New York Times Woman of the Year.
Kind of like Jenner, right?
Yeah, same concept.
Okay.
Right. So the Babylon Bee, so my buddy Joel thought it would be funny to give him the Babylon Bee's Man of the Year award right after that. And the whole article was talking about how brave he was as a man, like a masculine man, women like beating the women out on their own award. So it's like, it was literally like men power. Like, let's go, dude. Squash those women, right?
There's nothing we can't do.
Yeah, it's like, we are unstoppable, bro. You know?
Yes.
And it was the whole article.
We beat you at being
you can't even win being a woman. You know?
Wow.
And so they write this article, give him the man of the
But that's
year.
the message that was given.
Yeah, it is.
When you do
it
that.
is.
So,
right.
yeah,
and so Twitter said that's hate speech. So they, when they posted on Twitter, like, you can't say that's hate speech. Right. And they're like, it's comedy. Like, it's funny, hint of truth, but it's comedy. It's just like we make jokes. That's what it's satire.
Correct.
You know, there's no rules in comedy. Ask Chappelle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so, like, ask Shane Gillis after the ESPYs.
Yeah.
Right? Like, that's what comedy's supposed to be. If you don't like it, don't watch it. Move on, grow up. Okay. And so they banned them.
Wow.
The Babylon Bee, Seth Dillon, said no. He's the CEO. He's like, no, we will lose our account because we believe in free speech and we believe that comedy should be like, if you don't like it, that's what comedy is. And so when they got banned, Elon Musk stopped seeing on his feed. So he reached out to them. He called Kyle Mann, who's the managing director. And on that conversation, Elon is, probably autistic and just doing his like, I don't know, whatever.
Yeah.
And he's like, man, they're ruining my movies. They're doing this, they're putting their woke stuff in this. And he goes, I wonder if I should just buy Twitter. On the conversation with the Babylon Bee.
Yeah.
And the next day is when he posted on Twitter, should I buy Twitter, yes or no?
Yeah.
And so it was my buddy Joel, who was sitting across from me, told me this story.
Yeah.
That it was his article that was kind of the straw that broke the camel back for Elon Musk pursuing Twitter. Elon Musk's very first item that he did when he walked into the boardroom holding that kitchen sink, the very first thing he said is unban the bee. So anyway, Joel tells a story about a year ago. This is a year of me podcasting. I had 200 subscribers on my channel.
Yes.
Right? And you all want to talk about a servant? I have 200 subscribers. My average podcast was getting like 15 to 20 views. Joel Barry drove an hour north to my house to take time away from his family on a Saturday to spend some time and do an interview with me.
Wow.
He's going to get absolutely nothing from this.
Yeah.
It didn't do anything for his career. I'm a nobody podcaster.
Yeah.
It just so happened I grew up with his brother though, and he did it to me as a favor, but he did it as a favor, right?
Absolutely.
And that one went viral. 500,000 views on a 10-minute story.
Wow.
And I mean, you're talking like 3,000 comments. And that was my first like viral moment where it was overwhelming, but I found myself like, oh, negative comment. Ooh, wow. Oh, negative comment. There were 3,000 positive comments. And it was the negative ones that were like, ooh, man.
Yeah.
Oh, man. And and that video was actually the one that I finally was like, it kind of like created the callus. Like that was it. Yeah. That was the callus moment for me.
Yeah.
And then we released the next video, 10-minute segment from that, 300,000 views.
Yeah.
And so in two 10-minute clips from a podcast, we had 700,000 views on YouTube.
Yeah.
And it was the moment that I think God was like, if you're going to pursue this career, the more people that hate you, the better that you're going to be doing.
Well, didn't he tell you that, not to be fearful of the world?
Yeah.
They hate you and talk about you and despise you, for they hated me first.
Yeah.
So like when,
why are we surprised?
But yeah, like, bro, listen, they hated an innocent man.
Yeah.
I know I'm not that.
Yeah.
So like,
it's like, you can't be much better than Jesus. And they hated him.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like literally was perfect.
Yeah.
The model literally was the walking model of perfection, and they still got him.
Yeah.
Right. So for me, my level, I say this, and I want to make sure that the context is there. When it comes to the people that I'm aligned with and that I care about and that God has placed me, to serve, not over, but to serve, there's a level of care that I care about you and there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah.
If you're not in that, there's a level of like the it gaff that I don't even think like it's like X version it gaff, like rocket launching it gaff. You know what I mean? Like I don't care, bro.
Yep.
Because here's the reality. I'm going to still be a servant to the people, helping them and changing their lives and changing the trajectory of their lives with the words that were spoken, because words are powerful and they move people, right? Death to life and the power of the tongue, and they that love it shall eat the fruit thereof. Words move people. So my communication is going to affect people in a positive light. For you, when you're done typing all of the stuff that you're going to type, you're still going to be in your mom's basement.
Yeah.
And the only reason why you're there is because you spend so much time worried about what I got going on and I don't even know you. Therefore, I'm not even going to respond.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that I've learned that kills most people when you don't respond.
Yeah.
Because there's a level of insecurity to where if you respond to them, then they feel like, okay, now
they won. I got him.
It's not even they won. Here's the thing that I figured out, Dylan. When you respond to their negative comments, now they have a sense of validation because of what you've built.
Yeah.
I feel validated that Dylan spoke to me. It's like a child that wants your attention.
Like daddy responded.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm doing these things that I'm not supposed to. I'm doing.
No, thank you.
It depends on the
context.
I
mean, I was talking earlier. I'm going home tomorrow night, honey.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
Listen, man.
This is a 3-day anyway. So I got 2 kids, make it 3. Anyway, go ahead. Let's go. Multiply.
Yeah.
Multiply. Anyway.
That's it. You know what my man said? I've been feeling so long. Yeah. If you feel like right, but they're validated because of something that you've built that is great, and they truly know that. And so the only way that they're going to be able to validate, have some sort of validation,
they can move up by bringing you down.
Correct.
Yep.
Correct, bro.
Yep.
And so like I see Ryan Clark deal with this a lot. And Ryan is a good buddy of mine.
Can you let the people know who Ryan Clark is that don't know?
Yes, Ryan Clark, him, Channing Crowder, Fred Taylor, great dudes, man. They host the Pivot podcast. He was a safety for the Pittsburgh Steelers, the Washington Redskins, played with Troy. So to talk about career, undrafted free agent, played with Sean Taylor in Washington, RP to the great Sean Taylor, and then played with Troy Polamalu. So he's played with some great, counterparts. And so, but I've watched his rise and his climb and him go through this maturation process of understanding the power of his voice. And it's his calling, so it's good. I don't know that I would be able to handle or articulate the way that he does with the level that he's at because of my mentality. My mentality is not that I'm going to process every single word that I say so I can make sure that I'm not offending anybody. If I offend you with the truth, then just be offended.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
But I can move like that because when I look in the scriptures, the person that I followed with the truth stuff was offending a lot of people.
The Pharisees weren't very happy.
They did not. In the Sadducees.
Yeah, when you get called a snake and a viper.
Yes.
Yeah, that's not very nice words.
No, and especially if you understand the context, these were holy men that led an entire people. So they were seen as,
It's like us walking to a priest or a pastor and saying,
that's
you're
like me
scum.
going up to TD Jakes and being like, say, bro, you snake.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Everybody
You
gonna be like,
hey,
whoa,
easy, dude.
where do we, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
but that's what it was.
He's not a snake, so
Yeah,
let me verbalize that. I'm using him as an example. Sorry, he was shots fired. I'm just playing, right? But like it's so that people that are listening, offensive. So people that can listen can understand in this context what it was like when Jesus was doing that to those people. But the truth that he was speaking is that you go all throughout the world, creating proselytes, but making them 2 times the level of hell than they were before you got to them. So that's a truth. So here's the truth. If you're a man dressed as a woman, you're not a woman, bro. If you're a woman that thinks that has done all of these things to be a man, you're not a man.
Yeah.
Right? I look at that because that's the easiest thing to talk about. But like I've seen this video where this woman was at the doctor's office and she's done all of this stuff to become a man, the surgeries and everything, and she's pregnant. And so she's like, well, I'm confused because I'm a man. And she's like, well, before you was a man, you was a woman and you're pregnant. Right? It's not confusing.
And I'll tell you what, there's a girl named Chloe. I met her. She's a detransitioner.
those people, I love them.
Yeah, so
because
Chloe,
they come back telling you everything.
I got her number, and we're gonna get her on the podcast.
Yeah,
and her life was destroyed.
Yeah,
as a teen.
Yeah,
she cut off her breast.
Yes,
she and it was all parent. It was all doctors.
Yeah,
people pushing her.
Yeah,
and honestly, like, bro, what kid isn't kind of weird, dude? Like, kid, like if my daughter all of a sudden like likes trucks, you know what we used to call girls like that? You're a tomboy.
Yep.
Yeah. You can work on trucks. I don't care. You can be a mechanic, girl. I don't care.
Yeah.
But you're a girl.
Yeah.
Like, it's okay.
Yeah.
If my son wants to do art and music, and I mean, I might come a little gay, but it's fine. Like, I mean, like, he's my boy. I love music, by the way. So I guess that's it. But like, he's still a boy. And so but it is interesting when you say that. And even for me, that I believe that wholeheartedly, it's always like this. Like, oh man, we're getting on touchy water. But like, how is that even touchy?
It's not touchy. Listen, don't bring me on if you think that me telling you what the difference is of logic.
Yeah.
Don't bring me on because I'm going to speak that.
And that's my point of Ryan. And I love Ryan, right? Like I'm not trying to, but I think back to comedy. Mm-hmm. We live in a world where everyone is like eggshells. Yeah. And I think when I coach creators, I coach podcasters, and I warn them. I say, hey, just so you know, when you post a video, it's on there forever. The internet's forever. Yep. Okay. It can be overwhelming when you think of it that way. But when you admit that you're probably going to be wrong sometimes, Omai's back there for everyone listening. So we're talking about owning it, accountability, right? Yeah. I've said things that I've been wrong on the podcast. And you know what? You know what I do? Hey guys, I was wrong. Yep.
ain't that crazy? Ain't that how simple it is?
It's like it's that easy, and it's okay, but it doesn't mean you shouldn't have an opinion. Yeah. Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, I wish everyone was opinionated, but said it in love. Yeah. And then you know what? Like, I've had people on that they've talked, and I'm like, man, you're an idiot. But you know what? I love you. Yeah. But you're an idiot. Yeah. And we're going to talk about it. Yeah. And at the end of the day, we're going to give each other a big hug. Yeah. And we're going to go on our way. And that's it.
It doesn't have to be divisive. The way that I view things can be different from the way that you view things, right? Yeah. But the one thing that we have to be able to stand on is that there are just certain things that are truths. Yep. And we all have to be able to
Truth is objective, not subjective. And the thing is, like, sometimes it hurts, and I'd much rather be the type of person that I'm generally a pretty nice guy, chill guy. But there are certain things that, man, I get riled up. Yeah. And I feel like I think there are some people that they're like, I'm just being truthful. I'm like, no, you're just a dick. Yeah. Right. Like, okay, you can't, maybe so, but at the same time, like, everything doesn't have to be phrased in a way that like
it's politically correct.
Oh man. Just like, and you know what? Like this guy came on the show, he's talking about a comedian, and he's like, man, I love him because this comedian, man, he's like really sacrilegious and it's funny. And I was like, man, I don't think that's funny. Yeah. But you know what? He has the freedom to do that. Yeah. And you know what? I'm just not going to watch him.
Ain't it crazy?
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
And like, and we moved on. Like, and that's just, and like, that's what this show is built on. That's why I have the word like authentic across my chest. Yeah. It's like that's what I try to do. And I've been learning. And honestly, man, like it stressed me out. Like I did a political sub show where I react to current events, and I try to do it. What is a Christian, common sense, conservative, white male in Detroit think about the world? And it did really well. It was like 50% increase in viewership over this show. It was just me. But talking about those things so consistently, like I don't think it took a toll on me. Yeah. And so I had to put a pause in the show that I think I was ready for. Because even the people that I voted for, it was like the corruption was like overwhelming. Yeah. When I started to get into it. But on the show, it was like, listen, I'm going to be kind and loving, but I'm also going to be unapologetic. Yeah. And I think if everyone, because you can do both. You can be loving and unapologetic at the same time. Yeah. I think some people are just and there's no love. Yeah. And I think like the reason why what you said is like men should not be in women's sports. That's a fact. Yeah. Right. And you know what? Like you can say that, you know why? I have love for my daughter when I say that. Yeah. Right. Like, because between you and me, bro. Yeah. You know Riley Gaines? Riley Gaines is a swimmer from Kentucky. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, he was like trash when he was swimming against a man, and now he's like
Leah Thomas. So Riley was the real girl. Leah Thomas was the trans dude. Okay. And Riley got beat by like 0.8 of a second, whatever. Okay. So So the school that let Leah Thomas, there's a report that just came out where the school was forcing the girls to change in front of a dude.
Wow.
Because you were they would be off the team if they didn't, because then they'd be transphobic.
Wow.
And so I'm like, as a father, it enrages me.
Yeah.
I'm like, if my daughter ever gets put in that situation,
yeah,
like, I don't know what I would do. It wouldn't be pretty.
Yeah, I do.
Like, I know.
Yeah,
it's like, but like, that's what, when we say objective truths like this, it's because we're protecting our daughters.
Correct.
It's because we're protecting our sons.
Yeah.
And it is out of love.
Yeah.
And so we can say objective things and it might come across harsh, but there is still the backing of love.
Well, what is the point of conversation? The point of conversation is to be able to share different objectives, different thought processes, different ideologies, and to be able
like just in the definition of the word.
Correct.
Yeah.
Right? So if somebody says, hey, we need to have a conversation.
You already know.
You know, okay, all right, we're going to have this. This must be something.
I'm more let's go.
My thing is I don't like to be caught off guard. So I'm saying, okay, well, what is it about? I need context because I need to prepare my mind for what we're going to talk about, right? But I'll talk to anybody.
Like my business partner,
yeah.
I send him an email 24 hours before we have a hard conversation. If it's about business, and I let him know, I gave him the blueprint. Yeah. We had a big disagreement in our company about a month ago. And so I sent him an email with bullet points that said, hey, I love you. I want you to have time to work through this so you don't feel caught off guard. Yeah. And it was the most beautiful 4-hour conversation in the world we ever had. And we left and we're ready. Like, and that's how, but I know that's how he functions. Yeah. So I don't want to just, hey man.
But that's because you care about your partner.
Right.
Right. You care about your business partner. And when I say care, it's like you're able to get outside of yourself and how you feel in the moment to look at it subjectively from their perspective and say, okay, if somebody was coming at me, how would I want them to come? Right. And that's the thing that I love about business, man. Business is a biblical construct. I don't think people know that.
Yeah. I mean, you got the Proverbs 31 woman too. You got a lot.
You got a lot.
The parable of the talents.
You go into Deuteronomy and look how Moses orchestrated all of the tribes. Right. That's a systematic approach. Right. Yeah. So it's a whole bunch of things that take place in there. Right. You look at certain things like when you look at business, you are wanting to be inspired to create things. One of the most inspiring things is Ecclesiastes 9:10 that says, whatsoever your hand findeth to do, do with all your might, for there's no device, no work, no knowledge in the grave whither thou goest. Meaning what? Do the best that you can do while you're here, because one day you're going to die. Yeah. And when you die, it's not Mario Brothers. You don't get to hit the reset button. That's it. Yeah. And that's what I'm wanting people to understand about their life is that wherever you're at, one day you're going to die. And so if you're not going after the thing that you're purposed to go after, you will be sitting on that bed, right? Prime example. Man, listen, I read this and I was like, that brings it home. When we think Apple, who is the name that we say?
Well, not Tim Cook, the other guy. It's Steve Jobs.
He didn't create anything. Yeah. Right?
Stole that.
Right? He didn't create anything. I mean, it was stole or whatever. The reality is, Jobs because Jobs was put in the forefront and he made people feel a certain way. And he was maniacal about it, right? Yeah. Maniacal. You like that? Yeah. That's a good word.
That's a great word.
I love that
That's the second time you used that because you also used that, or I like that word, maniacal.
Yeah. Maniac and cynical.
I use that when I talk about politics more often.
And cynical.
That dude's maniacal.
She's maniacal. All in one. It's all of that, right? Put it in the book. Webster.
That should be the name of the book.
Yeah.
Maniacal. Okay.
All right. We're called.
Yeah, I'm in, dude.
I love it. So I say that to say he did all of this stuff, right? But then when he was on his deathbed, you know what he wished for? More time. More time. You don't want to be on your deathbed wishing for more time because you didn't go after the purpose that you were designed for.
You know what every father wishes when his daughter's getting married?
He wished he had more time.
I watched this Instagram video. So I'm an emotional crier. I cry a lot.
It's okay. So say
mainly only during animated movies.
Okay. All right.
I don't know why. Frozen 2, bro.
It gets you.
Wrecks me.
It takes you back.
I cried for the first time on the way to Vegas next to my boss. Frozen 2, sobbing like a little girl. And he's looking at me like, bro, you okay, dude?
We gotta figure it out. Yeah.
But to be fair, my wife's dad just died, and so it was a little. Anyway,
cried in the locker room only after we won.
That's real, dude.
Yeah.
It's the positive cries. I don't cry in the sad moments. I cry in like the heart. I'm adopted. We talk about there in Lucas, and so whenever there's like father sweet moments,
that's personal.
And now that I'm a father, so whenever there's like reconciliation, type. Oh man, my wife just knows. So anyway. There's an Instagram little reel as I was doom scrolling and probably should be working instead, but whatever. We're not going to talk about that. And there's this grandpa. He was like 70 years old, and he's holding his granddaughter, and his child was recording, and the caption and the dude just had his eyes closed like this, and he was holding his granddaughter, and in that moment, he was imagining his daughter.
Correct.
And he's like, I get to do this one more time.
Yep.
Like, I don't think people understand why grandparents understand or get so excited about being a grandparent.
Yes.
It's because they just get to do it one more time.
Correct.
And
that's good.
And like, so I watched that video, and I talked a little bit about like June was really hard for us, just with a lot of stuff. And like, man, I'm gonna miss it. Like 30 years from now, when my daughter's married, Lord willing, healthy, my son's married, healthy, I'm rich and I've made it and all this stuff, I'm just gonna wish I could go back to when my bank account bounced and my daughter was 2. You know? And so like that is the moment. I don't even remember how we got on this, but I'm just saying, like,
I love it, man.
Yeah, like that is perspective.
You're helping me right now.
I'm just saying, like, perspective on life.
Yeah.
And it's just why like this show exists. And as I learn, as I mess up, as we mess up, like helping people through that. But I watched that video. I told my wife, like, I was sobbing, dude, like ugly crying. Yeah. And I'm like, I can't miss this, man.
Yeah.
You know,
that hits different for me because I only have one daughter, right? And she has sickle cell. So for me, it hits harder because her older brother has it too. And so you want to know a powerless moment to which, like, for me, when it comes to having to have control, people are like, bro, you're not a controlling person. Not at all. Cause I know it's an illusion, bro. Like, dude, I squat 500 and something pounds for sets. I do
whenever I stand up out of a chair.
Exactly, right? I bench press, 400 something pounds for sets. I move sleds with, I know what it feels like to have these hands on somebody and literally see their will leave their body. Like their spirit say, I don't want to do it anymore against it. I know what that feels like.
Remind me not to piss you off.
That would be good. Right. Yeah, that would be good. I'm better now.
Yeah.
I've done the work. But I've literally been able to take a man against his will and move him to a place he didn't want to go and place him on his back and look him in the eyes and know that he knows that there's nothing that he can do about it. That's a particular type of power. So when you have that mentality and you've been in that space and you've been in that world, to walk into a hospital and see your child hooked up crying, saying, Daddy, help me, and there's nothing that you can do, I don't care about that. That to me, that's where the it-gaff muscle really got strong, right? Because these are the things that people don't know that I deal with, that he deals with, right? So for me, if you're not moving in a space to where you want to help somebody, then to me, you're a hindrance.
Yeah.
And I just don't have the time to deal with hindrances. I don't have the time to deal with your thought processes. I don't have the time to deal with your ideologies. I'm not into helping you figure life out. That's why I put it on camera. Go watch my episodes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
If you're going to suck time away from me,
go watch my episodes. You figure it out, right?
Yeah.
Because there's people like my children and other kids and other young people that need what I have. So let's not waste our time on the people that don't, right? Which is why I believe that in the Bible, when Christ talks about if you go into a town and they don't accept you, dust off your shoe,
shake that dust off,
and keep moving.
Yep.
Right. So I'm only locked in on serving those who I'm supposed to serve, bro.
Yeah.
Literally, that's what I'm locked in.
Yeah.
On, right. Because. Why cast your pearls to swine?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Why? It's a waste of time.
Don't do it.
Yeah. A pig sees a diamond in the slop. You know what I mean? That's just food. Yeah. We see it. That pig gonna be on somebody's plate or slaughterhouse because we going after that diamond, right?
That's it.
So value. Produce, create value, and then give that value to others.
And you know what conversations do? They create perspective.
Don't they?
Right?
Yeah.
Like you can live in your own bubble and then all of a sudden you have a conversation with someone that floors you.
Yeah.
And that's why we need more of this.
Yeah.
Like this is why this exists. Yeah. It's not about the name.
Yeah.
Who gives a crap about Dylan England? It's about how people just remember how you make them feel, how you make them feel. And then that's the goal of this. And like for me, like 5 o'clock to 7:30, no one touches those 2.5 hours. That's my time with my kids.
Yeah.
Like, and then I'm also right now trying to figure out how I can build something by the time they turn 6 or 7, because that's when their memories are formed. If I could do anything, it would be, Lord, I will work my absolute bahookie off. I say bahookie because I have a 2-year-old daughter. I don't want to swear.
No,
just in case she sees it.
Yeah.
Because she's totally watching my podcast.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. She does though. Whenever anyone's on the screen, the TV, she's like, Daddy. I'm like, yes. And this is something I've never said on the podcast before.
Yeah.
And you're gonna laugh at me.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't want to bring this up now. But I said I was going to. So in high school and college, I made a lot of rap music.
Come on now.
Okay. People don't know this about me. Isaiah, I told you that, right?
Yeah.
And so my church made an album.
Oh, wow.
They asked me to dust off the cobwebs.
Okay, come on.
And it turned out pretty good.
Nice.
Okay.
Where can we get this?
Yeah, I mean, I'm telling you. That thing, that thing is locked away. But my daughter loves it.
Oh, wow.
Loves it.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you guys know of the artist NF.
Yes.
But I kid you not. I played an NF song. And she's like, Daddy, you talk about validation. Yeah. It's like, come on, I'm performing, baby. Let's go.
Yeah.
You know, but it just was a moment like, that's why. And I'll tell you one more thing and we'll wrap up because we could talk for another hour.
Yeah.
A son called me of a guest that I had. His name's Jim Heller. Okay. Jim is a mentor. He's an entrepreneur. He has a group called Vistage Group where basically it's like AA for CEOs. And it's a place where CEOs can go and just talk to other CEOs as a peer-to-peer advisory group. And they just be honest with what they're struggling with, their marriage, their business, like all this kind of stuff.
Oh, man.
It's great.
That's beautiful.
Had him on the podcast.
Yeah.
His son reaches out to me. And he's like, hey, man, you don't know me. I got your number from my dad, whatever. I just want to thank you because now I have an hour-long conversation I can watch with my dad when he's gone. His dad's like 70. And I never thought about that before. And then I thought, my kids are going to have hundreds of hours with daddy.
Amen.
For the rest of their life.
Yeah, man.
And they're going to see my mistakes. They're going to see when I'm an idiot. They're going to see when I was like passionately wrong about something 20 years later, but they're going to see it all.
Yeah.
And like, if that's not enough to make you want to make some sort of content or get in front of a camera, even if you never post it, my buddy, he was my best friend. He passed away when he was 25. He had a wife and 2 kids. He was when I traveled, did Irish music. We were actually on break and he died. And his wife didn't know this, but he had been recording voice memos for her.
Oh, wow.
And he had passed away. It had been about a month. And she had synced all of his stuff to her phone, right? Just to go through files and pictures and everything. And you want to talk about chills in a God story. It's like a month after he passes. She turns on her car and somehow a voice memo played that she didn't know that he made and just started playing through the car speakers.
Wow.
And the first was like, hey, Caroline. And she like broke down, like crying.
Of course. Yeah.
And it was the last message to her that he ever recorded. And she didn't know it existed.
Wow.
And so she got to hear his voice one more time. We made a CD called, we made a song called You Are Good. And why am I going to cry now? I didn't even do this.
Yeah, it's all good.
But You Are Good, she sang it.
Wow.
And we started the album by him, that voice memo.
Yeah.
And so, it's just a sweet moment, man. Like, you just don't know the memories you're going to give your kids, and it's sweet.
That's why you can't tell me that God doesn't exist.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and you can't tell those people that have had that experience. And so my biggest takeaway from what you're talking about is just the spiritual and the human nature of us as people coming together in a positive way.
Yeah.
Like, bro, we have an enemy.
Yeah.
Let's not.
And it's not each other.
That's my point, man.
Yeah.
Let's not do his job for him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Let's find a way, even if
he hates this.
Factuals. Big facts. Absolutely. Because this creates continuity. This is a creation.
Yeah.
And he hates anything that's made in the image of God.
Yeah.
So when you're creating, he can't stand that. Here's something else I'll tell you, a great idea, something that I'm actually in the process of doing.
Yeah.
You're talking about the voice memos. I'm going to get another phone and I'm just going to talk to my kids on that phone. And that's the only thing that phone's going to be for. And then I'll upload that into something, right? And then share it for them so that when I pass away, they'll have it, right? And me and a buddy of mine were supposed to be doing this together for both of our families, right? So you reminded me of that. So I'm going to I'm doing that, getting that started. Come tomorrow, Lord's will. Lord will.
Do it.
I'm doing that.
Yeah.
Because it's important. Especially, it's so funny. We share a commonality.
Yeah.
Right? In the sense of you didn't have a father in your life, neither did I. But somehow God allowed us to become fathers. So what we have to be careful of is not looking at the lack of what we didn't have when we have so much abundance.
Yeah.
Right? If we have positive male influences in our life, regardless of what that looks like, let's focus on that.
Yeah.
Right? So that we can give those lessons to our children. Mike Tomlin is such an inspiration to me that the things that he taught me when I was in my 20s, I teach my kids. When I tell you that, you asked me about my favorite coach, that is by far.
Yeah.
I could go up to Coach T today, walk in his office and sit down and say, in the midst of him game planning, I take a flight to Pittsburgh, walk in the building. Oh, sorry, sir, Coach Tomlin. I don't care. Walk straight in the room, close the door, and be like, Coach, we got to talk. I need your help. And he will do it.
And you know what? When you're saying coach,
yeah,
it's another way of saying, Dad, we need to talk.
Yeah. Because that was the father figure.
Exactly.
That's my point.
Yep.
I believe the reason why Adam and Eve got kicked out of the garden wasn't from just their action. It was because the enemy got them to focus on the lack as opposed to all of the abundance. And we still carry that. He's still using that same trick on us today.
Yeah.
At some point, we have to stop getting distracted by the lack and focusing on the abundance.
Yeah.
And when you do that, that in itself will then align you on the pathway to find your purpose. It's going to always come back to that.
And the segue is what you're doing. And then when God gives you the abundance, you just pass it on to the next generation.
Yes.
And that's exactly what you're doing.
Yeah.
And that's exactly like when we had Lucas on, we were talking about how blood, it's not about blood. It's about relationship.
Correct.
And you choose to love.
Yeah.
And when I got adopted, I was actually adopted into a 2-parent family home. My dad didn't want me. My mom was 18, drugged, malnourished, got rid of me. It was like, that's how my life started.
Yeah.
And, but it like the parents that, like, I'm not blood related to them at all.
Yeah.
They're my parents.
Yeah.
I don't have a mom. Like, I don't even say biological mom. I have a woman that gave birth to me that I'm grateful that she gave birth to me for. But I don't have 2 moms.
Yeah.
I got 1 mom.
You had a pathway to get here. You have a mother.
That's it. And I'm grateful for it.
Yeah.
But that's where it stops.
Yeah.
And then the parents that adopted me, they're my parents.
Yeah.
There's no blood there.
Yeah.
But they're my parents.
Yeah.
And I think like now, like just trying to be a father figure to my kids. And we led youth group in our church for 8 years and doing that the same for kids there. And now that's what you're doing in a lot of ways. In a lot of ways, that's what you're doing to a lot of these kids in college and trying to figure out the NFL, figure out their next steps.
Yeah.
You're that to them and you can be. And I think that's a really, really cool. It might be a deeper thing than you even realized. Like that's a really cool thing.
Bro, it's so deep because I have a young guy that I talk to that I'm mentoring. Him and his girlfriend just got engaged. And to know, like, and I called him, I said, all right, you hubby now, bro, that's a big responsibility. And like just sat on the phone for 15, 20 minutes talking about what that looks like. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't have that, right? And so the ebbs and flows, the ups and downs, all of the things that I've gone through in my relationships, potentially by me giving him information, it can strengthen the relationship that he wants to build with this young lady.
And I'd argue it's not about the information that you give him. It's about that he feels he has a mentor that he can trust. Funny enough, there's a boy named, a really, really great kid named Bishop. Black dude. Okay. Met him in the inner city when I did a lot of inner city work in Detroit.
Okay.
He wanted to be a cop. You know, that's what he wanted to be. He made it to mall security. He almost got it. Okay. You know, he's getting there. He joined the forces, and we talk like once a year. But he didn't have a dad. Grew up single mom. Yeah. He calls me. He called me. I didn't talk to him for 2 years. He calls me. He's like, "Hey man, I just broke up with Michaela." I didn't talk to him in 2 years. Yeah. Called me. Yeah. You know, on the way here on the plane, I just got an invite. Just he's having his kid. He's going to a gender reveal party. I haven't talked to him in 3 years. Wow. I just got a gender reveal invite 2 days ago. Yeah. Because Bishop looks at me. Yeah. In a way that we won't talk for 3 years, 2 years, but the moment something bad happens, something good happens, he knows who to call.
I love that.
And so, and I was blessed. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's just more of that. We need more of that in this world. We need more of that.
We do. Because there's so many people that are searching for it and yearning for it. Right?
And there's people that have it or have learned it. And if we as a collective whole, man, that'd be good. Well, I'll tell you what, man, this has been...
Yeah, man, I appreciate it.
This has been fun. Thank you. Thank you for taking the risk. I know when you get invited to you're like, oh, I know what I'm walking into.
No, but man, never.
I appreciate you taking the time. And I always do this as we wrap up. I always give the guests an opportunity to plug something. Yeah. Where can people find whatever you want to plug, whatever you want to tell people about? This is your opportunity to do that.
Yeah. No, it's easy, man. If everybody just goes to TonyHills.com, that's where they can learn about me. I know people like to give, social media this and social media. Listen, it's all on TonyHills.com, right? And the reason why I send people there is because there is a piece of me in that. You can learn about who I am, what my thought process is, and what I believe. And if you ever come across me, you'll know that I'm a person that is always going to have a conversation to be able to help people identify purpose. There is power in understanding your purpose. And so that's who I am, man. That's what it's about.
Well, man, I appreciate you a lot. Thank you.
All right, man.
And thank you guys for tuning in this episode of the Dylan England Show. We appreciate you guys. As always, like, comment, subscribe, share with a friend, family member. Thank you guys. I really hope you guys were blessed. I was blessed by this episode. And thank you. Shout out our producer, Isaiah, by running the switch there. Thank you, Omai, for being our crowd during this podcast. And we'll see you guys in the next episode of the Dylan England Show. Peace.